Good evening and welcome to Poland Daily. I'm Nicholas Richardson and this is the news. The Sejm has been debating the threat of coronavirus. The government proposes a special bill that will allow state services to respond effectively in the event of the detection of coronavirus cases in Poland. ALEKSANDRA has been following the debate.
Koronawirus to słowo, które odmieniane jest tu w Sejmie dziś przez...
The word coronavirus was used today in all possible ways. The Parliamentary Health Commission is debating the emergency bill proposed last night by the government, which is to improve the response of government entities if the spread of coronavirus will occur in Poland. The bill introduces new emergency procedures for employers regarding absences due to quarantine, working remotely from home, childcare, etc. Also new emergency fast-track procedures for building new hospitals. The opposition is against some of the proposals and say that the bill smacks of a state of emergency law. A few even mention it as a martial law. Polish Prime Minister MATEUSZ MORAWIECKI warned the opposition against using this matter for political advantage and also against spreading a false sense of danger and causing unnecessary panic for the public. Despite the seriousness of the topic, the discussion was neither calm nor free from politics.
Jednoznaczne z wprowadzaniem takiego stanu wyjątkowego.
People have to know what is the exact procedure to follow if someone thinks they are infected. There is information at the airport about what to do. So how do you explain the situation at the airport last Saturday when a passenger from Korea who reported some symptoms was allowed to board another plane to Krakow and then after landing was taken by ambulance from the tarmac? Something is not working, Mr. Prime Minister.
Why did you prefer to go on a ski trip over selecting emergency teams? Why until now did you not allocate more money to healthcare services, yet you put more money into your propaganda? Together with our European partners, we have to do everything possible to calm down unfounded fears, to confront and stop the spread, help our neighbors, particularly in the south, and to do it regardless of party affiliation.
Chcę zadeklarować pełną współpracę.
I want to declare full cooperation with every political wing, also with the government, full cooperation in the face of the threat to the health of Polish citizens. We can differ politically, we can argue, but in the case of a danger to our country, we will cooperate. There is no confirmed coronavirus case in Poland as of today. We have 121 people in hospitals, 237 in home quarantine, and over 3,600 people are under observation. None of them has tested positive for coronavirus. The total cases in the world are now over 87,000 cases. There is no cure for this virus at the moment. There is no vaccine yet. The treatment is just symptomatic for those patients who do require it.
To nadzwyczajne posiedzenie zostało zwołane.
The session was called at the request of President Andrzej Duda. He thanked everyone for participating. The coronavirus emergency bill was adopted and now is heading to the Senate.
After a meeting with the Prime Minister, President Andrzej Duda appealed to all politicians not to use the threat of coronavirus for political ends, urging them instead to cooperate for the good of the country.
Bardzo proszę, proszę Państwa, żeby kwestii koronawirusa...
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask you not to use the coronavirus matter in political games. We have to cooperate, that's what we need to do. In recent days, the Minister of Health was accused of hiding information regarding the coronavirus in order to use it for political purposes, for example, to disturb the convention of the opposition candidates for the President of Poland. Of course, it was not true. It was a dishonest accusation. I'm asking you not to raise discussions about topics like that because it is simply irresponsible. It is a matter of the safety of Poles. We need to act together. We need to cooperate when it comes to the matter of safety.
The world is still struggling with the outbreak of the coronavirus. There have now been 3,000 deaths worldwide. However, it seems that the situation in China, the source of the COVID-19 outbreak, is slowly stabilizing. In Europe, the highest number of infected people is in Italy, where the death toll rose on Monday from 34 to 52, while the virus is slowly appearing in other countries as well. There are still no confirmed cases in Poland.
The coronavirus has already reached 68 countries across the world. The first 2 cases have now been confirmed in Indonesia. New cases of infection have also been discovered in Germany, Scotland and Czech Republic. The situation in Italy is stabilizing after the virus took the lives of 52 people. Some tourist areas in Milan and other cities, apart from Lombardy and Veneto, have been reopened to the public. It's good for the city, especially for tourists. They can once again visit museums, go shopping and see the cathedral and its spires.
I'm really excited to go in before I have to leave Italy. I guess it's a sign of hope in some ways, but also maybe just a little bit of light in all of this craziness that's going on.
The World Health Organization said that in the Chinese Hubei province and in the city of Wuhan, the number of infections has significantly decreased, so the temporary hospital for the infected will be closed soon. I took the subway here today. I think there are more people on the subway and also on the street compared with last week. I think that gradually there will be better changes by the middle of March. The whole country is paying close attention to this issue and everyone has to wear masks when they're outside. If we do well following these precautions to prevent any further outbreak, then I think it will be over very soon. Now we take turns to work. The Beijing government has required 50% of staff to come back to work, right? Now we have A and B groups taking turns, so in this case we have half of the staff come to work. For safety reasons we only work from home, because we are a small company and we can't afford the impact. If one person has health issues, then the whole company might go bankrupt. We are only trying to survive. In many countries, people have been buying surgical masks. However, the chief surgeon of the US, Jerome Adam, appealed on Twitter for people not to give in to panic and purchase these masks, as they do not offer protection from infection. 87,000 people have fallen sick around the world from the SARS-CoV-2, and more than 3,000 have lost their lives. Most of the infections and deaths have occurred in China.
Hundreds of thousands of Syrian migrants are trying to get into Europe through the Turkish-Greek border after the president of Turkey, Tayyip Erdogan, said that Turkey is no longer able to enforce the 2016 agreement with the European Union to prevent migrants entering Europe. The situation on both borders is tense. Tomorrow, the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, will visit the Greek-Turkish border in order to make an assessment of the scale of what is needed to provide additional protection at border crossings.
Riots on the Turkish-Greek border have been continuing for 2 days now and started following the decision of the Turkish government to open its borders with the European Union, giving migrants and refugees the opportunity to move to Greek territory. On Saturday, nearly 10,000 people attempted to cross the Greek border illegally, but all were stopped, as reported by Greek Deputy Minister of Defense Alkvivadis. The Greek authorities used tear gas as well as rubber batons in order to defend themselves, as refugees were throwing stones at the officers. There are about 500 refugees on the whole territory. Due to the tense situation in the country, the Greek authorities decided to increase border protection to the highest level, as well as to strengthen the staffing of border posts. Tomorrow, the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, is to visit the Greek-Turkish border to make an assessment on the scale of what is needed to provide additional protection at border crossings.
That's the news. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for the weather, Poland Daily Business and more programmes. But from me, it's have a good night and a better tomorrow.